Audio check. Hello everyone, I'm Ausyellow, and welcome back to Formula Poor. Race number 6. Has been a while since I've made any video. This time, Ferrari's Michael Schumacher will be in 22nd position, and we will... I was running a test on that. We'll be racing in Hungary. I need to set everything up because there's been a couple issues. The game was updated, but this is still the previous version, so there are tons of crashes in Montreal, which is sort of what I want. Because there's not really many crashes everywhere else. So I need to adjust this. Right. Hungaroring. So minus 15, 20, 50, positive 15. Okay. And as far as I'm aware, I don't think that any of the current... No, wait a minute. I'm not surprised. I set lap records, and only on one track has my lap record been beaten. And that track in particular is Marina Bay. Lewis Ham set a time of 1:20.816, and I set a time of 1:21.95. So, yeah. Anyway, that's Sally Snowball is in pole position, followed by Soft-Paws and Lewis Ham. And then Tuxedo Noki, the other racing paw, is really high up there. Not the greatest outlook for their current main competitors, Klornigzarg. Sally Snowball, followed by Kitty Soft-Paws, Lewis Ham, Tuxedo Noki, hopefully I've done everything right, Macho Gatto, Alan Post, Max Verstappen, Burton Senna, Roxy Tundra, Willow Wolf in P10, Nelson Pupket, Fernando Alonso, Nigel Barksall, Whisper Wolf, again on hard tyres, Bark Lauder, Jake Villeneuve, Angel Frost, Sebastian Vettel, Oliver Behrman, Goldie Iris, Phoebe Fittipaldi, and Michael Schumacher. Now, as usual, go for soft tyres. This is the Hungaroring, where we shall be racing. 5 lights are on. And now 5 lights are off, it's lights out, and away we go. Sally Snowball, that is Sally Snowball, gets away well. Lewis Ham is the other Mercedes Petronas on medium tyres, but Jake Villeneuve gets a 5-second time penalty. I'm not surprised there. Tuxedo Noki took the lead into the first corner. We are 3 wide around the first 2 corners, with Kitty Soft-Paws sitting nicely in the middle, but Soft-Paws goes straight ahead into the lead. Both of the racing paws there are defending against anyone behind. And as of now, the position seemed to be stuck with Sally Snowball even being the lead racing paw, even though Tuxedo Noki is currently leading the championship. I think. I don't know. It's been a while. I couldn't get... for some reason, I was just on read only for Excel, so I couldn't do any of the statistics or even get it up for this race. That looked like a pretty nice dive around the outside for Angel Frost, but Bark Lauder held it together on the inside. And then through the first lap they go. The top 3 not changing positions, with Alan Post up there as well. Fernando Alonso, 5-second time penalty for causing some form of a collision. I'm not entirely sure who that is with. And what am I doing? What do I need? Is it in? It's got to be in the season 1 thing. Kitty Soft-Paws, that's the fastest first sector of anybody. And I'm just having a bunch of technical difficulties as well as trying to commentate. Yes, it is Tuxedo Noki leading, followed by Max Verstappen. Behrman, Whisper, and then Willow. Somehow Whisper is ahead of Willow, probably because of like really good podium spots, but then again, Whisper has just constantly been on hard tyres at the start of the race and not pitting whatsoever, which certainly ruins the race, and Willow has just been fighting but unable to get many points. There's Goldie Irish trying to go around the outside of Sebastian Vettel. Sally Snowball steals Softpaw's fastest lap. I do not think that is close to my fastest lap. That was a 1:12. Shoe Snacker goes fastest in the third sector. Hungaroring. 5-second time penalty again to Jake Villeneuve. His race is completely done for now. I managed a 1 minute 5.0099. So yeah, chances are that's not going to get beaten around here. Yeah, I did the records on my phone because I cannot control the cars whatsoever on this computer unless I can get some sort of gyroscopic wheel that I can somehow connect to the computer, or if I connected like a Wiimote or something like that, but or even just an Xbox controller or something like that. But those I do not think are gyroscopic, which is what I want. But it doesn't matter anyway. I'm probably not going to be recording races from this. If anything, I'm fighting all the technical difficulties I had with Minecraft Bedrock Edition, which is something I haven't played since it feels like since the era of MCFS, which is completely irrelevant right now. The field begins to separate. Everyone is in their respective positions. No overtakes appear to be looming apart from those who are on more powerful tyres. And obviously gaps are developing between tyre differences, as one would expect. Still, obviously, waiting for some crash. You can say that you are waiting for... Oh no, that's not the best news, but it doesn't really matter anyway. Yes, you can say that you are waiting and expecting some crashes in Formula 4 because the racers are not human beings. Is there even power? Yeah, there is power. Okay, good. 70 lap race. That's good as well, because I thought I might have accidentally shortened it. Tuxedo Noki resets fastest lap for the extra point. Might also want to trade positions with teammate Sally Snowball. Yeah. Oh, I haven't seen this thing in years. I'm just mucking about with the first phone that I had, Samsung J3. No biometrics on it. One camera, unlike everyone's phone nowadays, which has like 30 million cameras on them. And one face of it is not just the complete screen. There's also tangible buttons to go backwards or between tabs and all that sort of stuff. I want to muck about with that for something in Java Edition. But anyway, Kitty Softpaws sets the fastest second sector. I really do like this circuit an awful lot. Well, the first time I looked at it, I just thought, really, 4 hairpins? 5 if you include the one, or like turn 5 even, on the entrance into the second sector. But yeah, I mean, even then, it is still really good. Sally Snowball trying to mount an attack on Kitty Softpaws. The two are only 0.2 seconds apart, and moves do look like they're being made here. And Sally Snowball tries to go up the inside into turn 4, running Kitty Softpaws very wide on the exit of turn 4 there. And then Kitty Softpaws tried to make the overtake into the input of the chicane there, but was not able to. I mean, what a move for the lead. the top three, I think, qualified in this order as well. Sully Snowball sets the fastest second sector as well after the overtake. I think that the top three drivers do have a skill level of 10. I'm not 100% sure about Porsche, but I'm fairly confident that the top three have a driver skill level of 10, which doesn't really mean much. Sully Snowball sets the fastest lap, stealing it from Tuxedo Nocky. But in the interest of the championship, they should swap places, but chances of that happening as of right now are unknown, because we've only just started the race. We are 10% of the way through the entire race. Purton Senna, very close to Lewis Ham, looked to the outside of both of the corners into sector 2. Now with ERS, tried to go on the inside of that chicane, but it wasn't able to keep the move together. For some reason, we decided to pan to someone else who wasn't crashing or trying to do some overtake. And I mean, now we're sort of stuck in an awkward position, because for the game to get better, and hopefully the viewing pylon and all of that stuff to get better, you need to go into later versions, but the later versions remove all of the big crashes in Montreal. I think the only way I'm going to go into later versions is if I start experimenting with the current versions and seeing if crashes are more likely, or if they do like a massive overhaul to this spectator mode, then I'll upgrade to later versions. And Purton Senna had the inside line into the first corner, got past Lewis Ham, but then both Ham and Macho Gatto were able to take the position back on this second straight. Willow Wolf might be looking for an attack now after setting the fastest first sector. There's Angel Frost for Renhout. Renhout and Wolfton Martin, I always get a little bit confused, but them two have not really been fighting as strongly as I would have expected them to, especially after the first race, because it was Willow versus Frost versus someone else, and then Jake Villeneuve came along and took P2. I think it might have been Fittipaldi, but either way, it was quite a fierce battle in Imola. Which eventually led to the first victor being Willow Wolf, the first driver to actually take the checkered flag first. The weather is turning incredibly British in Hungary right now. However, it is not raining. What I mean is the sky looks disgusting. As of right now, it is September. It is cold. There's no clouds in the sky, and it is just windy. In the UK, well, where I am right now. I don't know why I'm giving a weather report in an F1 race. No position changes from that battle for 5th place there. That is Bark Lauder and Fittipaldi on hard tyres. Really far back. I don't think that the hard tyre strategy works well enough whatsoever. Can I turn this phone on now? I'm just curious. No? I mean, it's been charging for a few minutes, but like this phone hasn't had charge in it for years, I don't think. Anyway, Jake Villeneuve has not gotten a penalty for quite a while, which is a surprise. Teammate Oliver Behrman is behind Jake Villeneuve. No points for Tailwind Racing in the future, or well, in this race in particular. I don't think they're going to be... What kind of a shot is that? I don't think they're going to be able to get any. But, Behrman can still try. I think that shot is quite good when you're like 3 wide around the second corner, but the chances of that happening are quite small. As of right now, if it starts raining, the soft tyres were the tyres to be on, because they are the fastest, but when the soft tyres start slowing down and the medium tyres start becoming more powerful and the soft tyre drivers start pitting, then the medium tyres were the best tyres to start off with in the race, because everyone then goes on to wet tyres. A 0% charge. Brilliant. I've got to live with a battery that's pretty much ancient on that device, but I have no intention of using it for just for the sake of it. Nelson Piquet is still in the points, might actually be higher up in the points thanks to Fernando Alonso's 5-second time penalty. Nigel Barksall is right behind. There's only one driver, and that is Nigel Barksall, who doesn't have a point yet. But that being said, Barksall is the only driver on the grid to have a skill level of 6, which is the lowest. No driver has a skill level of 7 for some reason. And Shoesnacker, he started last, is right behind both of the Wolf Williams drivers. An incredible gain through the pack, but there's Roxy Tundra looking for an attack there. Max Verstappen appears to have fallen down and lost tons of places. Sebastian Vettel isn't doing so good either for Perro Rojo. Max Verstappen is the championship contender against Tuxedo Noki. But by the looks of things, Tuxedo Noki will consistently be gaining points, so a championship fight does seem quite unlikely unless tons and tons of other drivers have a skill level of 10, which, what is this? Unless tons and tons of other drivers have a skill level of 10. I forgot where I keep the driver's skill level, because I haven't used this for a while. It's certainly not in there. Is it in here? No, it is not. It is not in there. Where the hell is the driver's skill level? Okay, car power is, as always, completely equal. It is, yeah, I know it is not in that one. Hang on, I found the total. Oh, alright, I found it. How many drivers have a skill level of 10? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Half of them have a skill level of 10. That is what you would expect as well, because the probability of having a skill level of 10 is 50%, I think. I'm looking back right now, no changes to the order. Probability of a skill level of 10 is 50%. Yeah, it should be. But anyway, who has a skill level of 10? Fernando Alonso, Alain Prost have skill levels of 10. Angel Frost, Jake Villeneuve have skill levels of 10. Yeah, Villeneuve cannot go a race without getting a penalty. Max Verstappen and Willow Wolf both have skill levels of 10. Matrogato, Kitty Softpaws have skill levels of 10. Sally Snowball and Tuxedo Noki also have skill levels of 10. But this is not the most reflective bit of evidence when you look at the championship standings currently. Anyway, back to the race. Kitty Softpaws, still not able to gain first place back. Willow Wolf also has not gained any positions. Lewis Ham and Metro Gato are able to hold off strong, and that is quite a gap between Ellen Post and Lewis Ham. They also closed in very nicely. There was Sally Snowball and Kitty Softpaws. This is race number 6, as far as I'm aware. Yes, it is race number 6. What was it? Race number 14 and 18 are Montreal, right? And I am bigging up Montreal here because I know it's going to be a pretty good race. Nigel Barksall has also lost a position to Michael Schusnacker, who started last and is now in P11. Might actually gain another position due to Fernando Alonso's time penalty. But we can't really say much yet because just over 20% of the way through the race. Incredibly long race this one is, and the track doesn't feel that short, in my opinion. Montreal will certainly be quite a good race, just because the chances of drivers crashing in that race are quite high as well. As long as we don't get completely bombarded by the safety car every 5 seconds, we should be good. I might just turn it to VSC only. And that was Kitty Softpaws into turn 4, challenging Snowball for the lead, and going onto the inside of turn 6 and the outside of turn 7, wasn't able to make the move, stick into turn 8, and fighting all the way through the second sector. Why have we just turned over to Barksall for a second here? Because Sally's Snowball lost the lead somewhere in the second sector. For some stupid reason, we decided to switch over to Nigel Barksall, who wasn't overtaking or crashing. But what a move, and what an attack from Kitty Softpaws to regain the lead for Perro Rojo. I will need to check. Oh, Baku is the next race. Azerbaijan, which happened recently as well in real life. And then we go to Circuit de Monte Carlo for race number 8. This is currently race number 6, and that is Macho Gatto on the inside of Lewis Ham on turn 2, or is that turn 3? No, the first hairpin is turn 1. The second is turn 2. Then that little bit there is turn 3. Then there's turn 4 up there, I think. I do know this track quite well when racing around it. But I'm just curious. Kitty Softpaws, who is one of the 10 drivers with a skill level of 10. Kitty Softpaws hasn't won a race, but has gotten 2 fourth place finishes, which is pretty good, but is not in the best position in the entire championship standing. Well, that was on the inside line for Goldie Iris. A bit of a late move, especially as we're now approaching the point where soft tyres start struggling. We're almost at the 30% mark. Usually around lap 20 is when decisions are made regarding soft tyres. Medium tyres, it's a little bit more all over the place. And then Frost takes the position back, and Willow is also Whisper even is also trying to fight for a better spot, but is only just able to take it as they approach turn 4. Whisper is ahead of Goldie Iris, but most certainly on a tyre that I would not be on, but probably could just make it to the end without pitting, but would be very uncomfortable through most of the race. Lewis Ham, back up into P5 after overtaking Matrogato, has closed down, both of them have closed down the gap to Alain Prost, who has just been chilling in 4th place this whole time. Just watching the battle between the top 3 unfold. That is Shoesnacker against Nelson Pupkett, not Pupkett. Shoesnacker even is not slipstreaming, and please do not pan to someone else because we want to see Shoesnacker dive right up the inside to overtake Fernando Alonso as well. Shoesnacker, who started last, is now up into P9, and I still need to document this because I feel the need to nerf the rear differentials. Starting differentials even. Behrman has overtaken Villeneuve. The Tailwind racers have swapped over. Hungaroring. Shoesnacker started 22nd. Ended at some unknown time. Position reached 9th, but Alonso has clawed it back. I don't need to say the highest position they reached if they finished the race in that position. Alain Prost is in the pits, and that looks like Max Verstappen trying to overtake the Wolf Williams of Nigel Barksdale, and does so very easily by the looks of things, but Barksdale will most certainly fight back in DRS range, but no, was not that far, was too far behind for some reason. Anyway, we have hit the 30% mark. They're quite difficult to see on the map a little bit is Alain Prost, who's just pitted for medium tyres from the softs, is very far behind and now has to fight through all of the hard tyres. And I must say that was not a bad pit, or a pit stop even, but like it does seem a little bit early because you're going to have to fight through all of the hard tyres. This does throw the advantage the other way slightly. Ooh, yeah, yeah. Jake Villeneuve and Whisper Wolf go down to the first hairpin. No overtake there, but they were incredibly close to the back of Angel Frost. There is Sebastian Vettel, whose tyres might have just started to come alive, and has started an attack after extending the gap between himself and Goldie Iris. Oxy Tundra on the inside of Nelson Pupkett. The Wolf Williams are struggling to hold on to points here. Shoesnacker and Alonso at some point do need to pit because they're all on soft tyres, as will Willow and Senna. Even the top three as well. None of the top three have pitted just yet. I say that, it looks like Kitty Softpaws is in the pits. Neither of the Racing Paws have pitted yet, which is worrying for them. Tuxedo Noki is in the lead. Tuxedo Noki must have overtaken Snowball. I don't know how I missed that. Goldie Iris has also pitted as well. And would you look at that? Oh, good lord. Alan Porst is ahead of Kitty Softpaws, even though Porst pitted earlier. I think that might be the strategy this time. Tuxedo Noki has lost the position to Lewis Ham. Why are we looking at battles towards the back end of the field? We want to be looking up here. Lewis Ham might be able to take the lead of the race. Depends on which of the top three drivers pit. It's going to be a good race for Racing Paw. It's going to be a good race for Ferrari, by the looks of things. It's also going to be a very good race for Mercedes Petronas, but it is difficult to say as of now. Shoesnacker still unable to get past Alonso, and look at this, Lewis Ham fighting down to the first corner against Sally Snowball, who was in the lead. Lewis Ham has taken the lead now. Tuxedo Noki steals the position from her teammate. That's, if anything, what they want, but Snowball manages to get it back. It's going to be a 4-car battle for the lead, but certainly not for track position, given the gigantic tyre differences between the lot of them. Purton Senna is unable to enter the battle here because he's just too far back. Willow has pitted as well and wound up behind Softpaws by a fair margin. A pretty large margin. Alonso has pitted, Shoesnacker has also pitted, and they managed to end up ahead of Goldie Iris. Going back to the front end of the field, Tuxedo Noki has fallen behind Macho Gatto, and Macho Gatto might make the move up the inside of the 90-degree corner there. Snowball ran wide and has the inside line onto the penultimate hairpin. No overtake has occurred there. And the Racing Paws are still not pitting. They're trying to extend the time on the medium tyres, because pitting for medium tyres around about now, you're certainly going to be struggling throughout the entire race. If anything, like pitting for hard tyres seems like the better option. Pupcat has also gone into the pits. And might be behind Goldie Iris. And look at this gap that Macho Gatto is creating to Tuxedo Noki as Gatto goes to the inside of the entrance of the chicane, but doesn't seem to have a sticking move. But on the slightly larger chicane, manages to get past and just holds on to P2. Yes. Alan Porst and Kitty Softpaws fighting their way through the field. What a battle this is! 5-second time penalty for Softpaws for causing a collision. I would hardly call that a collision because no one has crashed. Also, real quick, yeah, I don't think that was meant to happen. But yeah, the safety cars and all of that stuff has been enabled. For some reason it was disabled. And look at this. Kitty Softpaws and an almost 3 wide has the inside line and gets past Phoebe Fittipaldi up into a most certain track position lead. Yes. An incredible move with like a 5-car battle there. Sebastian Vettel is just behind Nigel Barksall. And Porst is fighting against Fittipaldi and manages to stay ahead. Soft Paws is ahead of Bearman as well, even with a 5-second time penalty, and the two of them are fighting somewhere else in the second sector. And this fighting has allowed Paws to catch up, but I don't think we'll be able to get past Soft Paws by the end of this lap. Not that that matters anyway. Next target for them is Angel Frost, who will take them into the points. Tuxedo Noki for Racing Port, finally in the pits, pitting the current championship leader first. Seems like the best bet for Racing Port, who also lead the Constructors' Championship as well. I'm not surprised there, because both of them have skill level 10. Racing Port is the only team in the entire championship to have a combined skill level of 20, which is the maximum. But even then, at the start of this season, they were a little bit slow. Fernando Alonso sets the fastest first sector, and Kitty Softpaws is fighting against Angel Frost. These two cars look incredibly similar. I think it is literally just the same livery, but their colours are inverted. It's Mercedes Petronas against the Renhout. And on the inside line, Softpaws did not seem to make the move stick, but around the outside of the penultimate hairpin, moves up into 9th position. Frost is still able to hold off against Post for the time being. Lauda is the next target, who moves out to try and overtake Verstappen even. Oh, yeah. Lauda gets ahead of Verstappen, and Softpaws also does so as well. Sally Snowball, who is yet to pit, is in P4. Meanwhile, rival for the victory here is Softpaws, who is in P7. And an absolutely extraordinary race through the entire field. Yeah. Michael Schumacher as well, right behind Willow Wolf, or was behind Willow Wolf as well. That's roughly where they wound up last time. Though I think Willow Wolf was fighting against Purton Senna, who has only just pitted and is miles behind. Is pitting earlier the strategy, which is the question that you ask every single race, I think, to pit or not to pit. Roxy Tundra is now up into P3, and Whisper is fighting for a position on the podium, but that's probably not going to last for long. And the Wolfton Martin is going to get overtaken as well by Softpaws, but has the inside line, but then the outside line in the next corner. Does this give Whisper enough breathing room into turn 4, as there's a 4-car battle here around the third hairpin? Whisper Wolf is on the podium for now. Probably will not finish on the podium, especially with the tyre choice, and that is unlikely to change. It is annoying, this hard tyre thing. Hang on, I'm going to just do this real quick. In advanced, tyre consumption is 50%? Why is it at 50? I don't know, I need to do some testing on that. Tyre consumption difference is obviously at the max, because I don't think it was noticeable earlier, but that's consumption difference. I don't know if there's a setting on tyre speed difference. And this is Softpaws fighting against Tundra. I'm going to quickly just check the... oh, whoops. Doesn't look like there's anything... that's audio. That's not going to do anything. Yeah, it doesn't look like there's anything on the tyre racing difference, or like tyre grip difference. And Fernando Alonso in the battle with Fittipaldi, Schumacher, Willow, and yeah, that's it really. Schumacher has gotten miles ahead of Willow, but loses the position into the first Hairpin. Willow is right behind Frost. I don't know if they're going to have to pit again. Shoesnacker has the inside line, so Willow might have lost that spot right there. The only thing that is going for the Racing Paws, who have both just pitted, is the fact that they are on fresher tyres that will last longer, and also Soft Paws, their main rival, has a 5-second time penalty. Soft Paws has just gone up to P4. Also, the other rival, Lewis Ham, is holding strong in P1, but he is on a completely different strategy. I have no idea what's going to come of this. I have enabled the phone from 2018. I don't even think it was a new phone in 2018 as well. It's a Samsung Galaxy J3. And it's honestly quite nice to look at mobile devices that you used that are clearly relics of the past, because they don't look like this anymore. And Shoesnacker dives to the inside to get past Verstappen. No idea how Verstappen managed to get ahead then. Alan Prost is fighting for better positions in the podium. Somehow managed to just blitz past Soft Paws. Macho Gatto is the current race leader. And both Racing Paws, Tuxedo Nokia is in P15 currently. Snowball is in P20 with the fastest lap. Barksdale is also pitted and is in last place currently. The Willow Wolf is in P7 as well, creating some ground between Shoesnacker, but that probably will not last for long. This is a battle between Iris Pupket and Vet. Wait, what? It just opened. There's... Right, okay, hang on. Brightness up. I didn't even notice that it opened. What, is there no password on it? Did I turn the... I think I'd turn the password off on this phone, because it's got nothing on it apart from Minecraft. It's just Minecraft on an ancient phone with 16 gigabytes of storage, compared to my phone now, which has 128 gigabytes of storage. And I have no idea how I was able to get so many games crammed onto that J3 back then. Purton Senna goes fastest in the first sector. It is Soft Paws and Paust fighting for the lead currently. Is Gatto pitted? I was too busy admiring my ancient phone. Gatto has not pitted, but is behind Bark Louder somehow. Lewis Ham is in P4, currently off the podium, but might be fighting against Whisper. I do not think that Whisper can stay up there for that long. And actually, I don't know that... I don't know how he or any other tyres relate to the hard tyres, because what might happen is that hard tyres become more powerful than old new tyres, but I don't know... old tyres, and then when them old tyres are replaced, do the hard tyres become all powerful again because of the tyre wear? I'm not sure. Willow is now up into P4. That looks like an incredibly promising position for the Klonigzags. Whisper is dead ahead, but probably will not be getting any points or any major points for the team. Willow certainly needs this. I think it is quite uncommon around this track for crashes, contact in general, or punctures, so there's going to be no race tragedies. Lewis Ham has pitted for soft tyres. Lewis Ham has pitted for soft tyres and is in P21 currently. Why is Lewis Ham on soft tyres? We're not even... we're almost 50% of the way through the race, but he took medium tyres halfway through, or less than halfway through the race. Why is he on soft tyres? Oh, the AI is so weird. It's so amazing. That is Purton Senna getting past the other Brazilian driver, Nelson. No, that was Max Verstappen. I thought that was Nelson Pupkett for a second, and I think it might have been Pupkett. I think I missed it. Sebastian Vettel is also pitting. Why is Sebastian Vettel pitting for soft tyres? It's not like they're going to try to pit for soft tyres and go for fastest lap. That looked like an incredibly aggressive move right there for Sally Snowball, who's up into P14. Tuxedo Noki, huge threat in P9, as there is quite a large battle for P1 currently. Shoe Snacker started last, is right behind the Klornigzags. We currently have Kitty Softpaws, Alan Post, Whisper Wolf on the podium, but no, Willow Wolf on the podium. Whisper might want to go back onto the podium, but I don't think that Whisper should, especially with them hard tyres, unless Whisper wants to pit quite late on for better tyres, though this track is quite good at degrading tyres, even though when I race around it I don't usually feel any tyre strain. That is Purton Senna on the inside of Tuxedo Noki and Roxy Tundra and Goldie Iris. Roxy Tundra might start fighting back, weaving a little bit there. Seemed a little bit dangerous, but Snowball is getting in on this battle. Another 4-car battle. It is absolutely insane. I mean, if we could rewind and rewatch multiple angles, which is something that I really want implemented into this, but it doesn't look like that's going to happen. But if we can get something like that, that would be absolutely brilliant, just so we can thoroughly analyze what's going on here, and also analyze some of the overtakes that we might have missed, because for some reason the computer thinks we should look at some racer at the very back of the pack. Shoe Snacker as well, we also missed this overtake, is up into... What was that? Oh, everyone is pitting! Everyone is pitting! I think the intermediate tyres are coming out. Oh my goodness, Lewis Ham and Sebastian Vettel's race has just been completely mucked up. The Klornigzags shall have the best outcome here. The Klornigzags shall have the best outcome here going on to intermediate tyres. Oh, actually, maybe not. It looks like they're sort of stuck. That's unusual for the Klornigzags, especially when they're right at the very end of the pit lane. Alan Post comes out with the lead. Kitty Softpaws unfortunately lost out there for being at the very start of the pit wall, but you can't really do anything about that, nor can you swap around the positions easily. Where is Tuxedo Noki? P7. Whisper is in P9, so it looks like it's going to be double points for Klornigzags, who took away the double point opportunity from both Racing Paw and oh my goodness, Mercedes Petronas. And look at this, Bark Lauda is up there as well. An incredible performance, an incredible outcome for some of these teams. Shoe Snacker is up into second. What? What a race! And I mean, now we're all on equal tyres, but Shoe Snacker will certainly be faster, especially with that differential setup. Despite him having a skill level of 9, I'm pretty sure I mentioned Post might have a higher skill level, or be one of half the drivers in the grid with a skill level of 10. Snowball is completely done for in P18. There's almost nothing you could have done about that. The grid was too grouped up together, so there was tons and tons of traffic, and it affected all teams. It might have benefited a couple here and there, but it has certainly affected all teams here. And that is Snowball, who has pretty much had enough, going to the inside of the first chicane and looks to have secured the position from Jake Villeneuve. I do not think that Jake Villeneuve can fight back. Yeah, it doesn't look like it. So Sally Snowball up into 17th position. 10 positions ahead is Tuxedo Noki. It doesn't look like they're going to be getting many places. Softpaws will unfortunately be donating the podium spot to Willow as it currently stands. You do not need to pit whatsoever on intermediate tyres. If it starts raining at the beginning of the race, you can go from start to finish on intermediate tyres very, very easily, and also on wet tyres as well, because like the way it works is you have actually, I think I can showcase this here. What is a very good looking perspective? Well, anyway, on the dash right now, or on the wheel even, you have tyre temperature, which is so difficult to keep up on intermediate tyres. Just next to it is a number, which is tyre percentage. That's like tyre wear and all of that stuff. It starts off at 100, and it's honestly beautiful for like the first 20%. When it gets into the 70s, it gets quite difficult to drive. For me, it's rather unbearable in the 60s, but I can try to go lower. You definitely see a dip in performance when you get into the 70s. 60s and 50s and 40s and all of that stuff is absolutely horrendous to drive. And like, you usually approach them percentages when you get like it's after like 5 or 10 laps on the soft tires. But on the intermediate and the hard on the intermediate and the wet tires, I don't think I've ever gotten the tires below 70%, and that was after like 20 or so laps. So they are incredibly durable. Software update. Oh goodness. Security has been improved. Security patch level April 1st, 2021 was when I get a new software update on this phone. Oh my goodness. I do like the fact that night mode is a thing on this, and I want to turn that off. It is in the correct time zone as well, so that's good. Oh no. Samsung sign-in alert. I don't know what they're talking about there. I'm going to get rid of D-recorder. I don't want it on this phone. I don't need it on this phone anyway. Meanwhile, me mucking about with this phone that I'm going to use for some project. I need to test to see if Minecraft works on here, because I've had a bunch of issues with accounts recently, and I kind of have an idea why. Yeah, allow that. I kind of have an idea why it happened, because I sort of mucked it up a little bit here and there. But all should be well. It took me ages to get onto Excel. It took me like 2 days to figure out the problem, and once I figured out the problem, I solved it in like 6 seconds. So yeah, that's why I'm a little bit delayed. The back of the pack is going into the pits. The wet weather is over. That needs to be updated. That's Minecraft 1.18. Oh, and it's yeah. So I can still play Minecraft on the in this device. Tundra is going on to hard tires. Villeneuve and Behrman go on to mediums. Snowball, Behrman and Vet go on to soft. Sparks all goes on to mediums. My bad. What is going on? How has this happened? And actually, what is going to happen in the pits, especially with some of the teams, are they far apart to not be in the way of anything? What about Shoesnacker? Shoesnacker has no problems. Porsche should have no problems as well. I don't think the Klonigzag should have a problem either, despite them pretty much double stacking. Willow in and out of the pits without a problem. The top 4 remain as they are. Bark Louder, the top 5, the top 7, top 9, top 10 remain as they are. I don't remember who was in P11 last time, but what an outcome, especially for some of the higher teams. Willow is on medium tires. Whisper is on the soft tires. Of course. Why is Whisper doing all of the weird tyre choices? But will the medium tyres be able to take it to the end of the race? I do not know. We're approaching 60% of the way through the whole race. Yes, it's just multiples of 7. It's not that complicated. Post and Shoe Snacker race off into the distance on soft tyres. The race now re-begins in dry conditions. And I mean, even now, if Porsche was just able to, if Porsche just decided to pit for no other reason whatsoever, that's P17. This track actually is really short for some reason, and I don't know why, because like I think they're just giving the illusion that it's incredibly short. We've hit the 60% mark. I'm out of water for some reason, or somehow even. I didn't even notice the loss of water. Let me get the other water bottle, because my throat gets really sore whenever I start talking too much. Behrman sets the fastest lap, and Barksall on the inside line gets past Tundra on the hard tyres. Lauda and Willow shall be going head-to-head at some point in time. I thought the audio got cut out then for a second. Furthermore, can we have a better Doppler shift here? Because I can clearly tell that this is just clips from like actual races just sort of spliced together here and there. Can we get a Doppler system? Shoe Snacker sets the fastest lap, trying to make the move on Post. Behrman sets the fastest second sector. Shoe Snacker with that was DRS then, no sign of ERS, I don't think. Tried to make the move, and going into turn 4, Shoe Snacker leads the race from last place. This looks like another driver who's going to start last and finish in first place. No penalties as well. No penalties for Shoe Snacker. An incredible performance. Lauda has just overtaken Willow. And for a moment then I thought Alonso and Fittipaldi were fighting, but nope. It was Lauda and Willow. Bart Lauda sets the fastest second sector, probably as a result of this overtake. But even then, Willow certainly has a more powerful position, and more for the Koenigseggs in their rather optimistic fight for the championship. Shoe Snacker also resets the fastest lap. In the optimistic battle for the championship, Whisper is fighting, or will be fighting, against Tuxedo Noki, who is on the medium tyres. There is a tyre difference between the two there. An overtake there could be quite beneficial for the Koenigseggs. Either way, I do think that half of Racing Paw and Mercedes Petronas' race has been completely ruined. But on the plus side, though, Lotus Whiskers staying in it for now. And I guess we're just in a situation where Shoe Snacker has no traffic and will just completely dominate the remainder of this race. Unless Shoe Snacker needs to pit, but even then, once Shoe Snacker's far ahead, you can really coast on soft tyres, which is a possible strategy for the Ferrari. I do not think Ferraris have had a race win yet. I need to check this. Michael Shoe Snacker. There is an easier way I could have checked it. Michael Shoe Snacker has gotten 2 fastest laps and currently holds the fastest lap here. Shoe Snacker came in 3rd place on the second race. And then the other teammate, Goldie Iris. No, that's Barclaren. The other teammate, Macho Gatto, has not had a race win, but I think came in 5th. Highest race position was in 5th for race number 3. I think that was 5th. I'm fairly confident though, because I'm quite good with the scoring systems. 45 laps in. We're approaching the 70% mark. as Pupket, Snowball, and Lewis Ham fight for P14. Oh wow, you can. I'm noticing here and there that there are just gaps in this track. This is probably why you can't have like dynamic cameras and stuff like that. Because what I'd like is for you to be able to place down cameras in the track, or like positions where you can track cars, because that would just be so much more useful rather than having these naff camera shots that go through gates and clip through things, or try to look over gates, which is completely pointless. Pupket has had the door completely blasted open there by Lewis Ham, both of which defend from Snowball, and Lewis Ham retakes P14. But Snowball might want to try and fight into turn 4, but it doesn't look like it. But that being said, Pupket is still fighting against all of them. Pupket is the only thing that's keeping these two together here. Tuxedo Noki has increased the gap from Whisper Wolf. There is a skill difference between the two of them. Willow has a skill level of 10, Whisper has a skill level of either 9 or 8. But either way, because if you don't know already, or if I haven't said, it's a geometric distribution, right? So the probability of a driver with a skill level of 10 is 50%. The probability of a driver with a skill level of 9 is 50% squared, so on and so forth. Okay, the probability of a driver with a skill level of 2 is equal to the probability of a driver with a skill level of 1. Otherwise, if it wasn't, I think what could happen is you'll be in a situation where you need to, if you land on the very rare chance of it being equally rare as a skill level of 10 but less likely than a skill level of 9, you have to roll again. So them two are the exact same. So the way it works is for lower skill levels, it's 50% to the power of something, which obviously increases by 1 as you go down. So in short, you are more likely to have a skill level of 10, even though the expected value, or like the arithmetic mean, is or states that the average value is a skill level of 9. That's not entirely true. In this setting, the modal number of drivers has a skill level of 10. I will actually continue counting this as well, because we're not getting many decent overtakes as of now. How many? We have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 with a skill level of 9. 2 with a skill level of 8, 2 with a skill level of 7, and 1 with a skill level of 6. I thought none of them had a skill level of 7, but Goldie Iris has a skill level of 7, and Oliver Behrman also has a skill level of 7 as well. Oh, stupid idiot. Why did I do that? Alan Post is not out of DRS range yet from Michael Shoesnacker, but the two of them are about 8 seconds ahead of Soft Paws, and like by the looks of things, Shoesnacker is like half a lap ahead of Tundra. And if that were the case, wouldn't the gap be like 30 seconds plus 5? It is not. The reason why is because fastest lap is 1 minute 10. Half of that is 30 seconds plus 5 seconds. So, it's confusing, but whatever. Willow is sticking around Bark Louder, but is far enough ahead of Alonso for now. Soft Paws will still be donating the podium spot to whoever is currently in P4, which is Bark Louder. But it might wind up being Willow, especially when the soft tyres start dying out. I can't remember the lap when they came in. It must have been like 43 odd, meaning that 63 is 20 laps on. So about 10 laps from the end would be where the soft tyres start dying out and getting replaced, theoretically. But that's when they'll start dying out. Tuxedo Noki and Phoebe Fittipaldi have brought a bunch of cars together here. Phoebe Fittipaldi, Tuxedo Noki, Whisper Wolf, Purton Senna, Macho Gatto, Goldie Iris, and Max Verstappen, separated by like 6 seconds or so. That might seem like a lot, but there's a lot of cars there. And then there is an absolutely huge gap from Verstappen to Nelson Pupket in P14. Me trying to find where they are on the map. Impossible. No, it isn't. I see him. Never mind. But who's that? What? I am confusing myself here. Why is there a grey driver? Oh, I'm looking at the wrong grouping. Idiot. Right, it's red then, orange. Alright, and then, okay, right. Okay, I was being an idiot then. They're all incredibly close there, but there's no sign of an overtake. Alain Prost is keeping it together for now. I wonder how Schumacher is going to deal with them tyres as they start degrading. Jake Villeneuve and Oliver Behrman for Tailwind Racing very close to each other here. Wolfden Martins, Roxy Tundra, and no, it's not Angel Frost. Come on, Roxy Tundra, Phoebe Fittipaldi. All right, okay. So who's not going to be in double points this race? By the looks of things, Pero Rojo, Tailwind Racing, and maybe Reinhardt? There's Angel Frost. No, hang on. Fernando Alonso is there, but is very close to being knocked out of the points because of that 5-second time penalty. In a situation like this, you really do want to avoid 5-second time penalties. I mean, I know as such because I lost the Montreal race under the safety car because of a 5-second time penalty I had. Towards the very beginning, I can't remember what happened exactly, but I just barely tapped an opponent, and that was it. 5-second time penalty, and that completely cost me the race. This phone is getting warm. Why is... No, I do not want to be on Minecraft, right? Because I need to update it at some point. And I also need to do a bunch of other updates. I do not care. Do not care about that. Can't get rid of that. Can't get rid of that. Okay. I try not to keep on my phone during these races because they are, like, honestly quite entertaining. But I was just sorting something out for a different project coming to the channel. And also, somehow, in recent history, I hit the highest number of views I've ever gotten in one day, which was 43. That also applies to watch time hours as well. I hit the highest quantity. And that was some time in between my 2-week period where I just stopped doing anything for some reason. What happened during then? I think I went fishing, and then I went, or night fishing even, and then I immediately went back to college, so... I'm trying not to get the microphone caught on that. Soft pause might be closing down the gap to Prost there, because Two drivers up front on slowly dying soft tyres. The positions as of now appear to be incredibly stuck until the tyres start dying. This is where the highlights become more useful because all of this stuff just gets cut out. I'll also have to do all the calculations for figuring out who's going to be championship earlier on. Whoops. But there is a general calculation idea I have, which seems to be effective. Willow Wolf on the inside line, but now has the outside line of the penultimate hairpin, and I think that might have just given up the position there. But not for long. Willow Wolf is up into P4, spelling doom for the soft tyres. However, Bark Louder is able to fight back. Even then, I don't think Bark Louder's in that big of trouble because Bark Louder can just pit, not wind up that far behind, and hopefully carve his way through the pack. But that's the current situation. There might be an overtake there later on. Post is just outside of DRS range, and is getting even further outside of DRS range. This is not looking good for Racing Paw unless Shoe Snacker decides to pit. That is, if any. And I mean, I think now is just a good enough gap for them to coast for the remaining 16 laps. And yes, it is 16 laps. Although the gap between them two numbers is 15, it is 16 because you have to add on the last lap. Now it is a 15 lap gap. And we are 80% of the way through this race. Not that long left to go. Shoe Snacker still holds on to fastest lap. And the gap between Shoe Snacker and Porsche has opened up massively. I do not know if there were contacts there, but if there was, we would hear about it. And Snowball has lost ground to Lewis Ham and Nelson Pupket. Ham, who is on the medium tyres, should be able to get that position back that was nicked by Pupket. But that being said, pitting now, if Lauda was to pit now, who is currently in P5, if Lauda was to pit, that would throw him to 20 seconds. So apparently, I don't actually know if it is if the rule of thumb applies here, because it seems like it doesn't for some reason. I don't know why. But Shoe Snacker is sailing ahead at this point. Doesn't look like Porsche is going to be able to get anywhere near DRS range, though only time shall tell. Willow to get... There's no point trying to overtake Soft, to be honest, but Soft Paws even. There's no point trying to overtake Soft Paws. Soft Paws is too far ahead and will already be tossed back because of that 5-second time penalty. The top 10 mostly remain as they are, with obviously the exception of Shoe Snacker, Porsche, Willow and Lauda, maybe. But obviously these positions shall not stand as we go across the finish line due to time penalties. But Alain Prost has put up an amazing fight for Shoe Snacker. Shoe Snacker, who has yet to win a race. Alain Prost is also yet to win a race. Alain Prost's highest finish was P4 in the previous race, so a double good finish here would do nicely. P3 went to Purton Senna in the previous race as well. Can't remember where the previous race was. It was in Silverstone, I remember. And I think Noki won in Silverstone. Either way, this is going to be a decent points haul for any of Noki's rivals. We are in the early game, and the gap between races by points are quite small. However, they are subject to get gradually larger over time. With 13 laps to go, we are almost approaching the region of laps where I said soft tyre drivers might start losing to medium tyres, as evident by Lauda. But they might actually start pitting a little bit further on. I don't know if Schumacher and Prost are going to pit. I don't know if their AI brain would say, oh, we must pit now because of tyre. No, don't pit now because of tyre. Like, look, the gap is big enough, okay? And I mean, if you coast, you can get, like, hopefully save the tyres a little bit. And then you should have enough to defend. And I mean, even then, 30 laps in or so, the medium tyres are going to be pretty broken. So either way, this will be a close battle for especially like P6 to P11, because that is an incredibly close pack. But that is depending on whether or not who pits. It doesn't look like anyone wants to pit. But we're not denying it. Angel Frost. Angel Frost is ahead of Snowball. How? Snowball was in a 3-car battle for P14, and now Snowball has just completely lost it. And in testing, I thought Snowball was like destined to be champion, because Snowball was just so dominant. Noki has been quite a dominant force this season, but like even in testing, Noki was just hiding in the shadows of Snowball. Either way, the two are quite far apart from each other in the championship, but there are still chances that one of them will catch up, because like mathematical proof here, halfway through a season, no matter what, it is entirely possible for a driver with no points to beat a driver who's gotten fastest lap, maybe, who's gotten first place finishes all race. Okay, because if you're halfway through the season, half of the races have gone by, and it's entirely possible for the driver with no points to beat the driver with all of the points at that point in time. You just assume that the roles completely swap. And Snowball has lost another position to Villeneuve. And there's a 2-second time gap between Schumacher and Prost. I was going to say time penalty then, but 2-second and time penalty do not mix in Formula 1 and Formula 4. It's always in 5 seconds. That start differential is proving very beneficial for Schumacher. Noki gets up into P7 ahead of Fittipaldi, but I think Fittipaldi will have DRS. Yep, Fittipaldi opens the... No, they both open the DRS wing. But in this case, Fittipaldi has a slipstream, but Tuxedo Noki has the inside line and will now start sparring against Alonso, which we cannot see for some reason. But yeah, they're sparring against Alonso now. These soft tyres begin to die out. And will Noki become a threat to Willow? Furthermore, like, this question still stands: will Schumacher and Prost pit to get rid of them, like, or last leg soft tyres? I mean, they have the gap to coast, but will AI brain say all tyres are dead, we must pit? I don't know why we were looking at the crowd there of 2D figures who are just standing there. 2D figures who are just standing there, honestly. I mean, for Noki's sake, Alonso has a 5-second time penalty, so overtaking is not entirely necessary. However, you do need to get the overtake done so Noki can fight against Lauda from more positions and hopefully fight for the gap. With soft paws, Noki is only just in soft paws' penalty range. However, we would need to see what's going to happen later. Will the other cars slow down soft paws, Noki, enough to create a bigger gap, or will it not be so? 2.5 seconds, now 3 seconds, separate the two leaders. For some, I swear to God, it's not time-based. What I can actually do is I can do a test here. As soon as the red orb of Shoesnacker crosses the finish line, I'm going to start the stopwatch and time it until the black dot crosses or touches the finish line. Alright, the game says that's a gap of 3.4, but my timer says that's a gap of 4.3. Yeah, that needs to be fixed. Yes, let's go! Oh my goodness. Brilliant. Well, hang on, I wasn't actually watching the race then. I just got a message on my phone, checked it real quick. Good news. Good news. I mean, not good news for the channel because nothing's happening in the channel apart from me posting tons of videos, a couple people watching them. All good. Thank you so much for that. But if you are watching and have not subscribed yet, please feel free to do so. Also, share this video with a bunch of people who you think will be interested in it. I really should. I don't know if I should take to Twitter just to announce at Minecraft, here's the world's longest parkour map. I don't know if that's a good move or not. I also don't know whether to say at Formula 1, check out my Formula Poor series, because I know that tons of people have done their own mini F1 series like this, but I kind of like how sort of put together. I say put together. This is. I like how I like it just the way it is. Right? Because there's. I remember when I was playing mobile games on my J3, the absolutely ancient phone I have right in front of me. Wait, Pupcat has gotten ahead of Snowball. What is happening to Snowball? Gatto is pitting for the third time. But I remember playing mobile games on my J3, and I was really interested in mobile games that were... It was nice for OCD in a way, but I just really liked the feel of them. They weren't complex. Everything was nice looking and all of that sort of stuff. And that's sort of the expression I have with Formula Poor currently. Now, back to the race. There's a huge gap between Whisper Wolf and Max Verstappen, but somehow Whisper Wolf has lost the position to Purton Senna. As the weather begins to look a little bit British, pit stop here shall almost guarantee Shoesnacker, soft paws, and Willow's positions with respect to time penalties. Actually, I'm not too sure about soft paws this position. Lauda might gain a position here and there. Who is this? This is Gatto because of the helmet. Some of the soft tyres have pitted, but that medium tyre gap from soft paws is certainly coming down. Less so for Shoesnacker, because Shoesnacker in this race is an absolute legend. My question is, will anyone be able to take fastest lap, or will Shoesnacker come away with the Grand Slam, which is something I need to look into, because like the gold, silver and bronze apocalypse trophies in Phasmophobia, I was thinking of doing a gold, silver, bronze and platinum Grand Slam achievement. Bronze trophy requires you to get 2 of the 5 criteria. Silver is 3, gold is 4, platinum is all 5. The 5 criteria in particular are: number 1, lead every single lap, so cross the finish line in first place. Get fastest lap, get pole position, win the race. What else was there? Oh, yeah. And then the fifth criteria, overlap every single car before the finish. So yeah, platinum is incredibly unlikely, and I don't think it's ever happened in real life. Gold Grand Slam has obviously happened in real life here and there. Lauda is in the pits for the third time to get rid of them incredibly old soft tyres. Schumacher and Prost haven't pitted yet. It looks like they can only just about hold on. Angel Frost is sparring against Goldie Iris and takes 10th position. That is quite a threat to the Koenigseggs with Willow Whisper Wolf in P9. Doesn't seem to be piggybacking off of anyone else's time penalties. Tuxedo Noki trying to get up into 5th position for full-on damage limitation here, and does so ahead of Fernando Alonso. Now has to close down the gap to the other Koenigsegg. Willow, the battle for 4th position is actually a battle for the position on the podium due to soft pause's unfortunate and untimely time penalty. Assuming that Willow can stay within the gap, certainly not out of doubt. And Schumacher goes into the pits. I need to note that down. Pitting like 3 laps before the end, 4 laps before the end. And actually, I don't know if he's going to hold on to fastest lap here, and somehow came out in 6th position. How was Schumacher in? Schumacher is in 6th position, like entirely because of the gap that Schumacher had. And assuming that Prost sacrifices the race lead, Willow Wolf will be crowned a 2-time race winner here, but that seems quite unlikely because Prost is not pitting. The gap between Prost and soft pause is 5.2 seconds. Will there be a pass? I don't know. It depends on if if Prost is going to pit. Schumacher completely demolishing Fernando Alonso there. Now it's just going to be a 3-car battle or a 2-car battle, maybe even a 3-car battle if Willow gets involved for the projected first place finish, assuming that Prost pits, which is unlikely. Lewis Ham, that's a battle for points, I think. No, it isn't. Fittipaldi is in the pits. Now it is a battle for points with Angel Frost and Lewis Ham in the pits there. Bark Lauda is back into the points again, who was fighting against Lewis Ham, and Bark Lauda is on newer medium tyres. This is where one must sit forward for commentating, because this is where it gets insanely chaotic and interesting. Frost unable to take the position from Purton Senna. I don't know if Purton Senna was smart and pitted for soft tyres, or is just on incredibly old soft tyres. We can actually check. Those are old soft tyres. Those are very, very old soft tyres. 48%. Meanwhile, the 87% from hard tyres on Angel Frost are pulling together. Schumacher is up into P3. Why didn't we see this? Schumacher has completely obliterated the Koenigsegg of Willow Wolf, and Willow Wolf is onto the podium like on merit. And as Alain Prost pits finally and loses just tons of positions, I think that that move there has just costed Lotus Whiskers there a double point finish. That right there is Schumacher with quite a large gap between Willow, but Willow is also quite safe with the large gap between herself and Noki. But unfortunately, soft pause will lose several positions, actually maybe winding up in P4, which is not that bad because of the 5-second time penalty, but loses the race victory here as we are on lap 69. Everyone has to say nice, don't they? You can tell I'm just incredibly fed up with that stupid 69 joke and all of that stuff. And here is the battle for the lead. Not the resultant lead, though, due to time penalties. But Shoesnacker takes the lead going into the final lap. And I wonder who's going to be able to challenge for fastest lap at this time. Shoesnacker probably has the energy to do it. I've no idea what I'm checking here. 19, losing tons and tons of ERS as we speak, by design. Lauda on the inside of Senna, Burton Senna, yeah. For points, I keep thinking that Senna has had some cat or dog pun into his last name, but no, that's only Prost, who is Prost in real life. Shoesnacker sets the fastest first sector and is completely escaping Kitty Softpaws here. Alan Prost sets the fastest first sector, stealing it from Shoesnacker. It is entirely possible here for Shoesnacker to get the bronze Grand Slam from fastest lap and first place finish, which is quite difficult. I think we have had a bronze Grand Slam winner for pole position and first place finish from someone. Either way, Michael Shoesnacker, from last on the grid, wins at, where is this? Hungaroring, and sets the fastest lap in doing so. Kitty Softpaws comes across in second place, but obviously that will be taken away later on. But will it still be a podium? Alonso, it will be a podium, because Fernando Alonso, with a 5-second time penalty, finishes ahead of Tuxedo Noki, but that will obviously change. Alan Prost in P6, unable to do what Shoesnacker did for pitting a little bit too late there. Phoebe Fittipaldi nicks the fastest lap. Everyone is able to take the fastest lap. 1 minute 10 dead. I am absolutely going crazy on this chair right now. I'm just moving backwards and forwards, sitting completely upright, not using the backrest on the chair. What a finish to the race. Lauda is in the points. Gatto's in the points, Senna's in the points. Double point finish for Ferrari. Race result. Oh wow, that's a pretty long time. I have been recording for this whole time. Thank God, because for some reason I just forgot that I might have been recording then. Had fastest lap for a majority of the race, but Michael Shoesnacker unfortunately lost it at the very end, but takes first place and is the second driver to go from last all the way to first. And the first time this happened, Whisper Wolf was in second place, but now it is Willow Wolf in second place on the podium. Kitty Softpaws manages to stay on podium, only losing one position from her starting spots as well. Willow Wolf gained a few positions there. Michael Shoesnacker gained as many as you can get there, with an incredible race from the German driver there. What a race overall. Unfortunately, tailwind races, no points there. But for Wifton Martin, I think it was Phoebe Fittipaldi set the fastest lap, 1 minute dead. Otherwise, that is an incredibly good race. Thank you so much for watching. Please leave a like, comment and subscribe. Double points for Renhout Koenigsegg. Just missed out. I completely missed that. Koenigsegg missed out on the double points. Mercedes Petronas unfortunately had it, but then also missed out. Lotus Whiskers with the double points as well. Racing Paw were incredibly dominant, but completely lost it towards the end with Sally Snowball in P20 somehow. But yes, that is the conclusion of this race. Please leave a like, comment and subscribe. Hit the notification bell as well. Up next, the next two races shall be in Baku and then Montreal, which is Monaco. Two street circuits coming up next. There's probably going to be tons of crashes in that. I don't know because I haven't recorded it yet, obviously. Thank you so much for watching. Please leave a like, comment and subscribe. Hit the notification bell as well. And all of that stuff.